think if you're Illinois and you have, how does Illinois get top 10 in-state prospects? If you want a blueprint, a playbook, they did it with Kaden Feagin, right? They were the first offer. If they're in state, you want those connections where, hey, these coaches tell you, you might want to get in on this kid early. He's got great potential. And we got 6'3" at the time. I think he was 215 pounds, sophomore that finished second in state in the long jump. Obviously was a great athlete. Still had to show it on a football field, Joey, but clearly was a great talent. Illinois checked him out, offered him. They get him on campus early and often. And Iowa, Notre Dame, better programs come along, but you know what you did? You out-recruited. You showed him that he was a priority. And then they pushed a lot of great buttons after that. Corey Patterson was one of the leads in this recruitment, really developed a good relationship with the family, which is very important. I think there's a family that didn't mind Kaden being close to home. And then you were able to sell the home state sell. And you get towards the end of this recruitment, Brad Underwood involved, right? And that's an example for an Illinois basketball fan in Kaden of how, if I buy into this, I can be the Io. I don't know if he's going to be as good of a player. He's going to be an All-American player like Io DeSumo, but Io DeSumo and Brad Underwood showed it could be done. Why not? If he was feeling those feelings of, man, I kind of like Illinois, but Notre Dame and Iowa, those are places I can go. No, I'm going to be an NFL prospect. No, they're going to win. That's my only thing with Illinois. And then he sees Illinois basketball do well. Underwood talks to him personally about that. So every little blueprint that I think you want to follow of landing a kid like this, they followed and they executed. So it's a kudos to the staff, because these are the kind of prospects you got to keep. A kid from Arthur, Illinois, a kid from Gibson City, Illinois, like Aiden Lawfrey, a kid from Rochester in Hank Beatty. Those are the guys you want to keep from leaving your backyard.
Yeah, with the Underwood thing, when you're not having – I don't want to say when you're not having success. I mean, last year they didn't make a bowl game, but I think we saw the growth. But long term, Illinois hasn't had success on the football field. You have to get creative. You have to find ways that, and you get creative by knowing who you're recruiting and what buttons work on the guys you're recruiting. And they did that with Kaden, and that's a testament to who they are. And look, they offered him before he played a game his sophomore year. Now that was postponed. He would have played a game by that point, but it was postponed due to the pandemic. And that mattered too. I mean, that wasn't a risky offer. Offers generally aren't really risky, but like, you really went out on one and you trusted your connections in the state. How many people were looking at this sophomore kid from Arthur with a town of, 1,500 people and 300 people in the school. I mean, it was a good find early. And I think Kaden would have been found. I mean, you don't, scouts are too good to miss kids like that. I mean, they turn up somewhere. But yeah, it was a really good way to put it, Jeremy. It was a blueprint to kind of outkick your coverage a little bit.